Hey everyone, Mobius Primo here again with another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report. So this is the same opponent that I played in the Versus Empire game, just he's using a Skaven army now. Again, this is a 2,000 point battle. This time is a Blood and Glory, that's my favorite scenario because it's not victory points based, but apparently not too popular around here. So we're going to take a look at the Skaven army first. On the far right flank is a Hell Pit Abomination. Then in his center from his left to right, he has a unit of 50 some odd slaves, then 2 units of 50 clan rats, both with a sword and board. Rightmost unit of those clan rats is being led by a level 1 warlock engineer with the warp energy condenser. And then his BSB, he's got the storm banner. Then the unit on the left is being led by a naked gray seer, who also happens to be the army's general. Then he has 6 rat ogres with 3 packmasters and 50 giant rats with 4 packmasters. Some special character packmaster, Squeal I think his name is, I'm not sure. Basically he gives that unit regen, so 50 rats with 4 up regen. I mean that's a unit you have to do 100 wounds to. That makes that unit very, very tough. Then he also has 2 extremely expensive small gutter runner units because they both take slings and poison upgrades, and then he scouts them behind my lines in the corners of the battlefield. So my list, looking here, my list is the same as last time. I've got fast cavalry here on the right, then my 2 40-man units of men-at-arms, 40-man unit of men-at-arms, my honor guard, and they're all in a row with the BSB in behind them supporting, trebuchet in the woods, archers up front, and then my knights and fast cavalry far on my right flank. So I figured I wanted to see what the Hell Pit was going to do, so I decided before we did anything that I was going to pray. So I went ahead and put Catherine, that's my mage on the pony with the icon, with a unit of men-at-arms, so that, I mean, I'm going to pray, so my knights will have the blessing, the honor guard, and then plus 1 more unit of men-at-arms will have the blessing. So Skaven take the first turn, gutter runners move up, try to put some poison shots on my knights, and also my fast cavalry. Then he kind of surprised me with the Hell Pit. He turns it to the side and slides it down his lines. I have to say, I really dislike that thing. It feels very much like a 40k piece that somehow made its way into a fantasy game. Very tough, good ward save in the form of regen, uses random compulsory movement, so you can't redirect it with fast cavalry, you can't flee it. A lot of its attacks auto hit. They're all like super high strength. Most of them ignore armor and they do multiple wounds. I mean, if there's a giant, you have a chance the thing will fall down or just pick up one dude and squish it. If it's a thing like a Gorgon or a Dragon, they might whiff their attacks, or you can cast spells that make a -1 to hit, but not the Hell Pit Abomination. You absolutely have to have a Thunder counter to kill the thing. So, you know, I'm thinking things like huge Grail Knight units with the Flaming Banner, or, you know, Chaos Chosen with Flaming Banner. And you know what? You'd better one-shot that thing, because if you don't, that thing is going to squish whatever shock troop you send against it. All right, that's enough of a rant. Nothing happening in the shooting, or in the magic phase. Shooting, I take 2 wounds on my fast cavalry, and they fail their panic check, so they flee up the board some. And I think I take 1 wound with my knights, which I don't take a shot of. Here's a look at the board. First Heartless turn, no charges to 2. Fast cavalry don't rally, but they're a few turns off from being off the table, so they're going to be okay for a little bit. I decide to take my general Delita and sling him way out near the Hell Pit. He's got a faster initiative, and he's probably my best shot at killing the thing with the heroic killing blow. He's a higher initiative, so if the Hell Pit does decide to just turn and charge him, he'll go first. Maybe I get luckier than I did against the Steam Tank and kill it before it gets to make an attack. The Honor Guard shuffle up some, so if they're charged by either the big rats or the rat ogres, it'll set up a nice counter charge by one of my men-at-arm units, thanks to them being stubborn and likely to not stick, or to stick around no matter how bad I lose. And the other fast cavalry I'm not really sure what to do with, so I bring them behind the Honor Guard. Then in the magic phase, I get some nice spells off. I get, it's hard to see in this picture, but I get a Weissens on my Honor Guard, and then I miscast getting the Curse on the rat ogres. It's nice because it keeps, it dissuades my opponent from charging, but then I get that Dimensional Cascade. Does a couple wounds all around, but doesn't kill my mage or anything silly, so. On to Skaven turn 2. His gutter runners decide that my knights aren't worth it because of the thick armor, so they move up to threaten the trebuchet. Poison missiles, by the way, are a great way to deal with war machines. The other unit moves up to plink off some men-at-arms. I mean, the fast cavalry are kind of out of pocket, and they've really got nothing better to do than just maybe do a wound or two. The Hell Pit doesn't want any piece of Delita and gets a perfect roll that puts it out of line of sight of my knights and also out of line of sight of my general. Here in the middle, Grayseer throws out a spell. I forgot to mention, the giant rats went ahead and charged into my honor guard, and because of the way that the rat ogres were positioned, they ended up in this weird clipping position. So sometimes that's how it goes. And then the Grayseer throws out this spell that says every unit that's targeted has to take a toughness test, and if the units are in combat, both sides take it, and then it has a chance to jump. So my Weissens helps dissuade a lot of the damage. I take some, but I'm thinking, hey, I'll probably kill a whole lot more rats. So I let that one through, but then I forget, oh yeah, he's got regen. So I think it kills like 2 or 3 rats. It is pretty pathetic. I'm really wondering what the game would have been like if that character wasn't in there to grant that unit regen. He does a couple wounds from shooting. I nearly lose the trebuchet here, and then we go into hand-to-hand combat. He absolutely beats the crap out of me. I think he had a poison buff on these guys too, I'm not sure. I lose really bad, but of course I'm stubborn, so I stick. So this next battlefield shot was taken after my movement, but so we're on to Heartless turn 2. I flank his giant rat unit with my men-at-arm unit, and then I'd use the other one to basically reform and make a giant, weird, wonky wall that blocks all the gutter runners from being able to get at my mages and anything like that. And then also it puts them in the line of sight, so it puts them in check basically. He either has to back off or get out of line of sight or get charged next turn, and he's not going to do that with that expensive unit. Over on the right flank, my knights reform to face the Hell Pit, and Delita moves down into threatening range again. I'm hoping... and I also... This is kind of a weird shot because it also shows that my BSB moved over to be in range of the knights. I'm really hoping that the Hell Pit goes into the knights, beats the crap out of them, but I'll be steadfast. BSB keeps everybody in line, and then Delita counters and kills it in the next turn. We'll see if it works out that way. Catherine, that's my mage on the pony. She shoots a swarm of the Crow's Feast or whatever it is at the gunner runners, kills a couple, they flee off the table, and that saves the trebuchet. And then the trebuchet lobs a rock and wallops this unit of clan rats and kills 17. That's pretty nice, but they're still dangerous with that many models left. In the combat in the center, I think this was the turn that I killed Squeal. He's like the special character guy. I think I finally killed him. And the giant rats break, but I elect to restrain pursuit because I figured it's just gonna put me in position of all those clan rat counter charges, and maybe the giant rats would be far off. Maybe they bounce through units, cause panic, and flee off the table, but didn't work so out that well. They didn't flee that far. Skaven 3, here's a look at the predicament of the Hell Pit Abomination. It's basically facing my knights, and you know, my general's got him in check. So with all the options available for charging units and getting out of the way and stuff, instead it tries to thread the needle like back on Tatooine, but it doesn't roll far enough. It falls within the crosshairs of Delita, and now I'm thinking, okay, I can maybe kill this thing. It's risky, but he's the only chance I have of killing this thing, aside from, you know, shooting some flaming shots to stop its regen for a turn and then dropping a rock on it. Back in the center, the rat ogres charge my infantry block, and the gutter runners move out of line of sight of the wall of men-at-arms. Also, the giant rats rally. So here's a good look at all the madness that's going on in the center of the battlefield. The ogres, they rock my peasants. They only need 3s to hit, and then they only need 2s to wound, so they kill a lot. In my return attacks, though, I think I hit like 8 out of 10 times, which is really, really nice. But then I only get like 1 or 2 wounds, or 2 or 3, something like that. So it's kind of a letdown. I'm steadfast though, so I stick. Heartless 3, there's not a whole lot for me to do, and I'm super boxed in. I have this weird situation going on the left-hand flank. The big line reforms to close the gap and just keep those gutter runners away from my mages. The honor guard charge the flank of the ogres. Oh, by the way, that little red dice is to show a -1 toughness on the unit from Skaven spells. That Skaven spell is rough. It really doesn't matter in the combat that I'm in because the ogres would wound me on 2 either way. But what's really rough about that spell is just how easy it is to get off to make a unit -1 toughness for the rest of the game. And he's not a remains in play or anything like that. Jeez, they need a update. Skaven over Bretonnia, and I'm a Bretonnian player, and over Wood Elves. Oh my gosh, please fix the Skaven magic and the Hell Pit. All right. I put my fast cavalry up here to redirect the giant rats from interfering with the combat in the middle. And of course over here on the right, Delita charges the Hell Pit. I'm really hoping I can land a few hits, get heroic killing blow, and the Hell Pit doesn't respawn, all before it gets to attack at its lower initiative. I don't think I'm going to break my opponent's fortitude at this point, since he refuses to move his clan rats up. It's like playing a checkers player, and he just won't move his back row, like Chris Farley versus David Spade or something like that. Combat happens in the center. It's less than stellar though, but I think I win. The ogres, I think I won by like 1 or 2, and the ogres stick around thanks to the general being nearby. It does make them lose their frenzy. I missed the shot on the right, but Delita only hit 3 times out of his 6 attacks, didn't come up with a killing blow. And then to make matters worse, whatever attack the Hell Pit did, it did 2 wounds to my knight, so combat was a draw. I don't know if that thing's unbreakable or not. It'd be really nice to think that, since most of my units can't do anything to damage it, maybe I could at least combat res it, if I got a flank, a charge off the flank with 3 ranks of standard. I don't know. So Skaven 4, if you see my fast cavalry tactica, I said that inches and degrees matter in redirection, and I really should have taken that extra second, because when I put my fast cavalry here, they were misaligned, so if the rat ogres or the giant rats charged them, it wouldn't be a front charge redirecting everything, it was a flank charge. So I decided to flee after cursing myself for not working that move out properly. Giant rats redirected into flank the honor guard, but none of that matters. We go to combat. Delita does not come through again. I think he does like 1 hit and doesn't roll a 6, and the Hell Pit finishes him off. And then that causes panic in my knights who are nearby. They fail their leadership with a reroll, and they flee through archers and then bounce through the trebuchet and fall off the table. At this point, I just call it. I've got a depleted men-at-arm unit. I've got a depleted honor guard unit. My other men-at-arm unit is in this wonky wall situation, so they're like another turn from being useful. And the only other thing, I have half-dead trebuchet and some archers that are probably going to get squished by the abomination next turn. And then I have like my non-combat characters, mages and my BSB that doesn't fight. Facing off against one of the toughest monsters in the game, and something like 200 rats left. So, kind of a butt kicking. I'm looking at this game in hindsight, really wondering if I had just charged my knights directly at his general from the very get-go, ignored the Hell Pit, could I have won? His general is just, I think, a toughness 3 mage with 3 wounds and had no ward save or anything like that. So his only protection were the rats surrounding him. So, I could have charged him, not challenged, and then just dumped as many attacks in and hoped that I could kill that general, and then his leadership goes to kaput. He only started the game with like Fortitude 5, so you only have to kick him down to 3, so if I kill the general, 1 broken standard and I would have won. So, oh well, live and learn. Maybe next time. Hope you enjoyed it.